Michelle with TreeCat here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're catching this video. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys are doing well. We are answering questions today. We're having a little Q&A. Someone asked if I could rename this to office hours. So here we are. The professor is in. Office hours have begun. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them and we'll get to those questions. Otherwise, I will be reading questions that we get from our users from email. People ask me questions all the time. And I think the most interesting question is, what's the best thing about being an online seller or reseller? And I would say the flexibility. So I will pose that question to you. What's the best thing about being an online seller? I like the flexibility. I like the ability to, scale my business up, scale my business down when things happen in my life. I like making my own hours, being my own boss. And yeah, just the ability to scale my business when I need to, right? We have so many users who have, for various reasons in their lives, maybe they went through like a wildfire. Shout out California. We love you guys, praying for you guys. People that have been through in Florida recently, hurricanes not too long ago. People that have to take care of their aging parents, people that have to take care of their kids, people with disabilities, people that are facing ageism, right? People that just need a side income. So there's so many reasons, good reasons to be a reseller. And I'm super grateful for the opportunity to have something like TreeCat that helps me, scale my business up when I need to scale it up and allows me to take a break when I need to take a break. So that's the best thing about being an online seller, just the flexibility and the option to have scalable moments when we need scalable moments and the option to take a break when life gets in the way, right? So that's my why. That's why I like to be an online seller. And I'd love to hear what your why is. So post it in the comments. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up and a like. I would certainly appreciate that. So what are we talking about today? We're talking questions. But before we get to questions, I want to talk about our new feature that's coming up, AI autofill. Super excited about it. I think we're actually going to have a demo next weekend to show you guys. Super excited. And as you know, it's going to speed up cross-listing by like 70%. It's going to make things so much faster. And I just actually it dawned on me today that there's going to be a bulk feature. How cool is that, right? The bulk feature will enable you to, when you're cross-listing with the AI autofill, you can take all of your listings. I'll actually show you the conceptually what we're doing here. You go and you take all of your listings, right? And you go to the fast. So this will be in conjunction with our fast list view. Right now I'm in the card view. This is the card view, right? And then this is the fast list view. And I've selected all of my 1003 listings. And then I go to main actions and I say autofill 1003 items. So you can actually do this today. But what it will autofill is it will autofill the pictures, the product name, the product description, the price, and the photos. So that's what it will do today. And then when we have our AI autofill integrated with this, it will autofill all of the categories, subcategories, 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 condition, all that other stuff that's time consuming to input. And so then you'll be able to have, in bulk, thousands of things that just get autofilled. And then you just list, you go down. So you can go down and you can do it that way. And that's called the fast list view. So fast list will be integrated with our AI autofill. And that's the feature. Or you could do it one at a time. You don't have to select all of your listings. Let's just say you have like a few listings that you want to, that you just, let's say like one day you spend, the day listing and you do 20 listings or 30 listings or something. They get auto synced into TreeCat, and then you can just select those 20 listings and then do them go to the fast list view, and then tell it to, let's see, am I in the fast list view? Yes, I am. And then you tell it to autofill, and then you'll be able to go boom, 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 check that everything's correct, launch, and you'll be able to do hundreds, within just minutes. It's going to be really cool. It's going to make things a lot faster. I'm super excited about it. And if you, are a TreeCat user and you're like, hey, I want to be one of the first ones to try this. I'm an early adopter and I love to try new things. Then you would have received our mailing list, which is right here, and our newsletter that you get every week. We send out a newsletter, and this was the one that I sent out a couple of days ago that talks about joining the wait list, right? And there's a link that you can click to join that wait list. So get on that if that's something that you are excited to try, because, you know, this is going to be a very, very, very cool feature. And if you're wanting to join the wait list, it's like going to be first come, first serve. But in order to be on the wait list, of course, you do have to be signed up for TreeCat, and you have to be a TreeCat user. That's how you can actually, of course, use it and test it out. All right, so with that being said, let's start answering some fun questions about TreeCat that we get on a daily basis from users and non-users alike. Because inquiring minds want to know, like, how to use this stuff, how to get started. That's one of the biggest questions. Like, how do I get started on TreeCat? Well, we do have a getting started guide. So when you go to our website and you are a new user, you can go to, well, you'll get a getting started guide. You'll get an email to you. And that getting started guide also happens to be in our documentation. So if you go to the right-hand corner, you're in TreeCat, and you go to the right-hand corner on the right-hand side, you'll see that little question mark, and that's our like document where you can get our documentation and support. So if you click on that little question mark, you'll see that there's support and documentation. If you click on documentation, that's going to take you to this window where you can see our getting started guide, and that tells you all about how to onboard with TreeCat. So that's how you get started. You're basically you're going to sign up right on the website. This is the main website, and you'll go to app, right? Or you could go to start now, and that'll go through the sign-in process, and then it'll give you the instructions on how to install the agent. Yes, TreeCat uses an agent. It's not a Chrome extension, and we developed it with the idea for scalability. Sometimes, you know, when you're using Chrome extensions, they step on each other. They're a little flaky, and we didn't think that was really great for scaling your business and having a business that runs 24/7, because there's a lot of people out there that you know this, they shop at weird times. They shop at times when you're asleep, and you don't have an ability to go take down the listing from Poshmark and Mercari if it sells on eBay, because you don't want to double sell. So yeah, we designed it with an agent that you download onto your computer. And then once you've downloaded it onto your computer, you can access TreeCat service from anywhere. You can access it from your phone. You can access it from your tablet. You can access it from your computer. And what I did was I had this old spare computer, and I actually installed the agent on my old spare computer, sits up on the shelf over here. And then I have my production computer where I do all my work from. So this enables you to have guest accounts, right? People that may work in other countries that can help you, like virtual assistants or whatever. So you can access you can access it from wherever, but you have to have the agent running and installed. You can have the agent running installed on your computer and have that be your production computer as well. It's up to you. Lots of flexibility, but you have to install an agent. We have an agent for Windows, and we have an agent for Mac. And yeah, so it's important to make sure that you go through the getting started guide, because there's a lot to understand. Like, first you have to install the agent, right? And then you have to, make sure that you import, it'll import all of your listings. If you've never cross-listed before, then you're just going to be importing it'll auto import all your listings from just one platform. And then you can start cross-listing. But if you already have listings listed on all the three platforms, or maybe even just two of the platforms, it'll pull all those in, and then you go through the matching process to match them together, right? The eBay listing, the Poshmark listing, the Mercari listing. And then once they're matched together, once a sale happens, TreeCat will auto-detect that one of them sold on one of your platforms, and it will take the others down automatically. You don't have to push a button. It happens even while you sleep. Okay, so that's kind of the sort of the getting started. And actually, we have we have videos. So I wanted to also just make you aware that if you go to our homepage and you ever get stuck with something, we have these videos that tell you how to do stuff, how things work. So in addition to the Getting Started guide, if you just need a quick 30-second video to kind of get an understanding, here you go, under features. So just scroll down, and here are all the features. So, and I even have a video on getting started, I think. Do I? Inventory management, fast match, guest accounts, sales detection, delist. Well, I don't have the getting started one here, but you know how to get to the getting started one. It's through the question mark documentation, getting started. But then once you're in there, if you wanted to know, like, how do I get started with cross-listing? Well, here's the video for getting started with cross-listing right here. It's the very first one. How do I do all the free stuff? So like once you're on with TreeCat and you're cross-listing, there's a bunch of other free stuff that you can do. Like you can do the Delist-Relist, right? You can do the closet sharing. And on the Delist-Relist and the closet sharing, if you're cross-listing with TreeCat, those are free and unlimited, which is very cool. We also have guest accounts, so you can watch the video on how to set up guest accounts. Video about our fast match process and how that works. What else? Packing slips. Did you know we have packing slips if you want to print those out? I like to do that because it just helps me when I'm shipping, keep everything organized. Because I'll tend to I sell intimates and I'll tend to sell 6 black bras on the same day. So I have to make sure that everything's super organized so I don't send things to the wrong people because that's a nightmare. Let's see. We have also, just lots of, we have CSV imports, right? And you can watch the video on how to download CSVs that either have your sales information or your inventory information, information on the sales analytics and how to do searches. We have actually a very powerful search system in TreeCat, and where am I? Here we are. And there's a lot you can do with search. Like if you go to the inventory tab and you can specify, I want to look at, it's just a way of, if you have thousands of listings, this is really, really helpful because it allows you to look at things by where they're listed or where they're not listed, by what labels they have. It allows you to look at things by the period in which they were listed, and so forth, right? And you can actually do all kinds of different searches. Like you can look for just your, you can just do it by keyword, like I want to look at all my black items, or if I want to look at all my actually sports bras, it will then show me all my items with the name sports in the title or description. And so, there's just a ton of functionality. So there's a lot to learn. So that's why I really, really highly recommend that you definitely check out our Getting Started guide when you're first starting with TreeCat. Okay, so that was answering the question, how do I even get started? Second question that we often get is, what happens if I have a power outage? And if you've been, following TreeCat for a while, you'll know that we experienced a power outage back in November. And so that was a really interesting learning experience. And what we learned is that we were able, what I realized, because I hadn't experienced power outage like that before, was TreeCat was able to, it's smart enough so that it was able to send me SMS messages that things were still being sold. And so that notified me, it notified me your agent's down. So anytime your agent's down, you will get a notification, an SMS notification, or maybe it was through email. But anyways, I got a notification that my agent was down, which I already knew. And before I could go and put my stores on vacation, before I had that opportunity, I was getting sales. So then I realized, I better go manually take them down from the other platform. So I did that, put everything on vacation. And then it was also smart enough so that when the power went back on, it picked up right where it left off, and it went out and it synced everything and found the stuff that had been sold and needed to be taken down, and ensured that everything was taken down. So that was really cool. So if you have a power outage and the power goes down, you will get a notification that your agent is down. And you can always check that by going to settings and agent configuration, right? And you can test it to see if it's down. If it goes down, what you want to do is like restart your computer. You pull up, you go to Windows, or when we actually have videos on this, but you type in TreeCat agent, pull up the agent, and restart it or restart your computer. And so if you want a video on how to troubleshoot that, you can see, let's see, troubleshooting, TreeCat troubleshooting checklist here it's at the very bottom right here. So some information on how to troubleshoot, like when things like that occur. So that's really helpful. Okay, what other questions do we get? What do I do once everything is imported into TreeCat? Well, so there would be two scenarios. Once everything is imported into TreeCat, it depends on your situation. So are you starting, from scratch where you need to actually just start cross-listing immediately? If that's the case, then just start cross-listing. But if you need to do fast match, if you've already been cross-listing and then you pulled in all your listings from eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, you got to match those together, right? So that they are matched. And when one sells, the others can be recognized as part of that match, taken down so that you don't oversell. So, those are the two scenarios after you get everything pulled in, right? After TreeCat pulls in all of your listings. So either you've never been cross-listing before, just start at that point. And you can, like I said, you can use our view. Let me go to inventory. Our fast list view to be able to have all your stuff there and just start doing it that way. We used to have a different interface we used to have the card view, and what I would have to do is open it into a new tab, open eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari into a new tab. And you don't have to do that anymore with the fast list view. So the fast list view just puts it all in one view, right? And so, so that's how you would, basically start using the product, is by either starting to cross list or by matching. So that's the two routes that you can go once you have imported your stuff. Okay, question number 3. What happens in TreeCat if I sell similar on eBay, not in TreeCat? So I do not recommend doing that, because TreeCat, we have a feature called Delist-Relist, where you can actually do the end item sell similar through TreeCat and keep your items matched. Because at the point to where you want to start doing end item sell similar or Delist-Relist, you've already imported all your stuff and you've taken the time to either match them or cross-listing. And that's time consuming, right? It takes some time to do that. You do not want to break. If you then go back to eBay, for example, and do all your end items sold similar on eBay, it's going to break the match. Okay. So it's not going to recognize. So this is your eBay, this is your Poshmark, this is your Mercari, and they're matched on TreeCat. After you've cross-listed them, they're matched. After you fast match them, they're matched. And when one sells, the other get taken down. But if you go on eBay and do Delist-Relist separately on eBay through their process of doing that, your eBay listings become unmatched. Then you have to re-import them and rematch them together. Don't do that. You don't have to do that, because we have free Delist-Relisting that you can do on TreeCat, and it's free and it's unlimited if you're cross-listing. So what that means is, your matches stay matched together. And then, and you can Delist-Relist only on eBay. Let's say you've got your matches, right? You've got all your listings matched together, but you just want to do Delist-Relist for eBay. That's fine. That's no problem. They'll still stay matched together because you're doing your Delist-Relist through TreeCat. Okay. So my recommendation is don't screw everything up and do your Delist-Relists on eBay. Do them through TreeCat. They're free. They're unlimited when you cross-list with us. And there should be no reason why you would want to break that match, because that means you have to re-import them and rematch them. And that's going to take a lot of time. So just do it the easy way, do it through TreeCat, and you can schedule it, right? You can schedule it to happen on a regular basis. Like when you do your, let me go back to the card view here. When you do your delist-relists, where's the card view? There we go. You know, you can select, let's say I wanted to select like all of my items and do like a full nuclear reset, which I probably wouldn't want to do unless there was some special circumstances involved. But if I could say I want to do delist-relist, the button for delist-relist is right here. And I could say delist-relist 1,003 items. And I could say, well, I'll just do it one time. Or I can say, I'm going to schedule this to happen on an ongoing basis, right? I could schedule it for as many, days, like a week. Every week I could have it. Every 2 weeks I could have it done. Every month, every 3 months. It's totally up to you. It's totally flexible on how frequently or infrequently you want to schedule those delist-relists. And like I said, you can just choose it to do it on eBay, or you can say, I'm going to choose to do that on only on Mercari and Poshmark, right? But the three platforms will stay matched together because you're doing it through TreeCat, so they'll stay matched together. So I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to go out of that. But so yeah, so people ask that all the time, and the answer is, do your delist-relists on TreeCat. It keeps everything matched together, and it keeps, everything, all the auto sales detection and delisting working for you. Okay. And let's see. What other questions do I get? Just general questions. Oh, what's all this free stuff? You talk about a lot of free stuff. Well, I kind of went through that. The free stuff, like I said, you can go back to the actual website, and you can see like all the, cross listing is what we bill for. So when an item sells, we don't have a monthly fee, right? Because we want you to have that flexibility. We want you to be able to, a person that can scale your business up, scale your business down as needed, right? Maybe you're really hitting it hard because you got to pay for your son's tuition next quarter. And so you're hitting it hard and you're scaling your business up, right? Maybe you have a natural disaster that you've been involved in and you need to scale your business down and put it on pause. That's why we don't have a monthly fee. You pay when your item sells, after you've cross-listed it. After you've brought it in, your item's been cross-listed, it sells, we take it down. That's what you're getting charged for. But there's like so much other free stuff, right? Like I said, you get the free and unlimited delist-relisting. And you can set it and forget. You can do it one time, or you can set it and forget it. You can do one or all three of your platforms at the same time, and they'll still stay connected together. Of course, we have the sales detection and delisting. That's part of the cross-listing experience, the cross-listing. And then once it sells, it gets sales detected and taken down, and that's what we get paid for. But the other free stuff that you get would include the Poshmark sharing, free guest accounts, free and unlimited, our fast match system, inventory fee. We have packing slips that you can print out. We have all kinds of ways to do search, and multiple. If you have multiple quantity, we do support multiple quantity listings. And so this video will tell you exactly how we handle that. All of our, searching that you can do. We call that inventory management, the ability to search all your listings, which I showed you just a few minutes ago. There's sales analytics that we have, CSV exports. And the other thing that's not really mentioned on this is that when you start cross-listing with TreeCat, you also have a backup. You immediately have a backup of all your items, which you can then, that's what the CSV exports would help with too. You have a backup of all your listings, which is totally free when you're cross-listing with TreeCat. So if there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer them, but you know how to get in touch with us if you do have questions, right? You go to that little question mark up in the right-hand corner, and you can click on support. Instead of documentation, you would just click on support, and that opens a trouble ticket. We also have, what do you call it? The free personal training session. So if you really get stuck and you need to have a Zoom call with us, we offer that. We have a whole Reddit forum that has all kinds of information on the Reddit forum. We do have I think we have an FAQ as well, if you want to check that out. Question is the answer. It's at the very bottom of our homepage. So anyways, hope that answers some of your guys' questions. But if you do have additional questions, you just reach out to us and we're here for you, okay? So I'm excited to see you guys next week when we will have like a little demo of the AI autofill. Looking forward to it. Sign up for that waitlist if you want to be a part of, you know, the first adapters for that, okay? And I hope you guys have a really great weekend. Thanks again for watching. Give me that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Mahalo. Bye.